Just imagine building a giant pyramid in the middle of the desert without trucks, cranes, or modern tools. Psh, sounds impossible, right? Well, thousands of years ago, the ancient Egyptians did exactly that. The Pyramids of Giza have stood tall for over 4,500 years, and people from all over the world still visit them today. But why did the Egyptians build these massive pyramids in the first place? Let's travel back in time to find out. The Pyramids of Giza are 3 huge pyramids in Egypt sitting on the west bank of the Nile River. They were built as tombs for pharaohs, the powerful kings of ancient Egypt. But these pyramids weren't just fancy graves, they were monuments to the gods and symbols of the pharaoh's power. The 3 main pyramids at Giza belong to Khufu, the biggest one, also called the Great Pyramid, Khafre, the little smaller but still massive, Menkaure, the smallest but still super impressive. And guess what? There's a giant statue of a lion with the human face sitting nearby. That is the Great Sphinx, another incredible mystery of ancient Egypt. Now, this is where things get really interesting. Imagine building a skyscraper without modern machines. How did the ancient Egyptians do it? Well, historians believe that it took tens of thousands of workers to build the Great Pyramid. But how did they lift those huge stone blocks, some weighing as much as an elephant? Carving the stones, workers cut giant limestone blocks from nearby quarries using copper tools. They used wooden sleds and poured water on the sand to make it easier to drag the heavy stones. And some experts think that they built long ramps to push the blocks higher and higher as the pyramid grew. It took about 20 years to build the Great Pyramid. And when it was finished, it shined like gold because it was covered in smooth white limestone. Today, most of that limestone has worn away, but the pyramid is still standing very strong. So why did the pharaohs build pyramids? Well, the ancient Egyptians believed in life after death. They thought that when a pharaoh died, he became a god in the afterlife. But to get there, he needed a safe and special place to rest. So they built pyramids. Inside these pyramids, the pharaohs were buried with gold, treasures, and even food to take with them to the afterlife. The walls of the tombs were covered in magical spells and drawings to help guide the pharaoh on his journey. But there was one big problem: tomb robbers. Since there were people that knew the pyramids were filled with treasure, many were broken into over the years. So, to protect the pharaohs, later Egyptian rulers started hiding their tombs underground instead. If you could go inside the Great Pyramid, here is what you might find: a narrow tunnel leading deep into the pyramid, a huge grand gallery with high ceilings, a king's chamber where Pharaoh Khufu was buried. But guess what? No treasure was ever found inside. Most of it was stolen long ago, leaving behind only the empty stone sarcophagus where the pharaoh once rested. The Pyramids of Giza are some of the oldest buildings in the world that are still standing. So, why haven't they crumbled after all this time? The pyramid shape is super stable and can handle lots of weight. The blocks fit together so perfectly that even a piece of paper cannot slide between them. Egypt is mostly dry, so there's less water damage to wear down the stone. Even with earthquakes and thousands of years of wind and weather, the pyramids are still standing. So, can you visit the pyramids today? Yes, you can. People from all over the world visit the Pyramids of Giza to see these amazing structures up close. You can even go inside some of them, but be ready, it's dark, narrow, and a little spooky. And at night, the pyramids light up with colorful laser shows telling the story of ancient Egypt in a super cool way. So, when you visit the Pyramids of Giza, you'll be standing in the shadow of something that was once the tallest and most impressive structure in the world. So, grab your sunscreen, grab a hat, grab some water, and we'll see you at the Pyramids of Giza.